Welcome to Wings of Fire Dreams. Today, on the day 3, we are going to look at the topic Fundamental Rights. We will discuss the shortcut tricks and its explanation. The first fundamental right is the right to equality. It starts from 14 to 18. So, the 12th article number is the definition of fundamental rights, and 13 is guidelines of that fundamental right. 14 is justice, that is equality before law. For 16th article, the trick is liberty. Liberty is nothing but the fundamental right is prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. Article 16 is equality. The fundamental right is equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. For 17, the trick is, in the 17 is the teen age where touch should be avoided. So, from there indirectly, the fundamental right we derive as abolition of untouchability. 18. 18 is the age we are entitled to vote. So, we remember the word entitled. So, that means we derive the fundamental right as abolition of titles. Next, coming to right to freedom. Article 19. The trick is 19th letter in alphabet is yes. And another trick for 19 is trick is Sam. So we have several features listed in 19th article. So that one we call as SAM, speech, assembly, association and movement. It is nothing but freedom of speech, expression, assembly, association, movement, residence and profession. Article 20. Remember 420 we call for fraudulent offense, right? So the fundamental right is protection in respect of conviction for offenses. Article 21. Everyone at the age of 21, people get married and lose their life and personal liberty. This is for fun only, not to take it actual. And that represents the fundamental right, protection of life and personal liberty. 21A. So after marriage, we will plan for children's education, right? So that way we remember right to elementary education. 22. 22 looks similar to P is to P, right? When we write 22, it resembles P. So that represents the fundamental right. Protection against police arrest, P is to P. No person who is arrested shall be detained in custody without being informed. Right against exploitation. Article 23 and 24 are right against exploitation. The trick is, still there is exploitation of women and children by forced labor. So Article 23, the fundamental right is prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor or bonded labors. Article 24, prohibition of employment of children in factories. Next comes the right to religion. Article 25, 26, 27, 28. The trick is con man doesn't pay tax attendance. Con man is nothing but a thief. To theft something, like that the meaning is a person who thieves, who steals products, like that it means. So the trick is con man doesn't pay tax attendance. So article number 25 for con, the fundamental right is freedom of conscience and free profession, practice and propagation of religion. For man, it is freedom to manage religious affairs. Pay tax, that means freedom from payment of tax for promotion of any religion. Attendance, freedom for attending religious instruction or worship in worship halls. Next, right to culture and education. We have Article 29 and 30 here, and the trick is to protect India's culture and education. Article 29 represents protection of language, script and culture of minorities. Article 30 represents right of minorities to establish and administer educational institution. So both 29 and 30 are majorly for minorities. Right to constitutional remedies, that is Article 32. Supreme Court should take action for violations. Fundamental right is it allows individuals to seek redressals for the violation of their fundamental rights. Articles from 33 to 35. The trick is members of armed forces cannot restrict rights of parliament laws. Article 33 empowers the parliament to restrict or abrogate the fundamental rights of the members of armed forces, parliamentary forces, police forces, intelligence agencies. Article 34 restriction on rights conferred by this part while martial law is in force in any area. Article 35 Parliament shall have and the legislature of a state shall not have power to make laws with respect to any of the matters which is under Class 3 of Article 16, Class 3 of Article 32, Article 33 and Article 34 may be provided by law made by Parliament. Right to property. Article 31. This was deleted from the list of fundamental rights by the 44th Amendment Act 1978. It is made a legal right under Article 300A in Part 12 of the Constitution. The fundamental rights are enshrined in Part 3 of the Constitution from Articles 12 to 35. Trick to remember, fundamental rights are 1, 2, 3 of the Constitution. 1 to 12 12 to 3 into 2 plus 3 is equal to 12 to 35. Part 3 of the Constitution is rightly described as Magna Carta of India. Framers of the Constitution derived inspiration from the Constitution of USA. Right to education. The Indian Constitution, 86th Amendment Act 2002 inserted the Article 21A to provide free and compulsory education to all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years as a fundamental right in such a manner as the state may by law determine. The Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009, which represents the consequential legislation envisaged under Article 21A, means that every child has a right to full-time elementary education of satisfactory and equitable quality in a formal school which satisfies certain essential norms and standards. Suspension of fundamental rights. When the President makes a proclamation of emergency under Article 352, the freedoms guaranteed under the Article 19 are automatically suspended. The President can suspend other fundamental rights through specific orders. These orders must be approved by the Parliament. Right to constitutional remedies. Article 32. A writ is an order or command issued by a court in writing under its seal. It is in the nature of a command or prohibition from performing certain acts that are specified in the orders of the court. Both the Supreme Court and the High Courts are empowered to issue 5 kinds of writs. That's why the Supreme Court is called as the guardian of the Constitution. According to Ambedkar, Article 32 is the heart and soul of the Constitution. We will see the 5 writs and their descriptions. Habeas corpus safeguards people from illegal arrest. Mandamus. It protects the petitioner who requires legal help to get his work done by respect to public authorities. Prohibition. It prohibits a subordinate court from acting beyond its jurisdiction. Certiorari. It quashes an order issued by a subordinate court by overstepping its jurisdiction. Quo warranto. It prevents usurpation of public office through illegal manner. Thank you for watching this.